So, I have a very special build for you guys today. It's going to make you immortal. It means you're never going to die. I mean, you can still die, but I made sure you wouldn't. So please don't die. And you may be looking at this footage and think, wait, you have no health, and yet you're so confident. The truth is, I actually have 2 health bars, and the more rage we get, the stronger we become. So, you definitely want to be part of the Immortal Club by subscribing. I think we're very close to 3,000 subscribers, and you definitely want to be part of this journey. Thank you guys already. Like the video, let's get into it. When it comes to our chest armor, we're going to use Sal's Powders of Courage, and basically, the more rage we have, the more damage we can deal with our melee attacks. And also, anytime we have no more health left, incoming damage is going to be absorbed by that rage. And when it comes to the wrist armor, we're going to use the Dark Scale Arm Guards to increase the rate at which we get rage whenever we are attacking status afflicted enemies and using running attacks. And also for the waist armor to even get more rage, we're going to use the Fate Breaker Belt, which means that any source of rage is going to be increased by 10%, including the one we get from the wrist armor, which is great because rage is very important for this build to work, which is why when it comes to the enchantments, we're going to use the Jotunheim enchantment set, which basically increases the maximum rage we have based on our vitality. And you can already see 330. That's a lot of vitality. That's a lot of health. We're not going to die anytime soon. And also, whenever we have less than 50% of our health, we're going to use Helheim enchantment set, which basically increases our melee damage depending on our vitality, which is already looking mighty fine. When it comes to those other enchantments, I wanted to use this one because whenever our health drops to a critical level, you're going to get an invincible barrier, aura, or protection, and nobody can hit you for 5 seconds, which is great. And also, we have the Stone Idol of Souls, which gives us the ability to get even more health or rage whenever we use a Healthstone or Greystone. And lastly, the Boon of Valor, which gives us the ability to heal even more when we use our rage. So yeah, when it comes to your grip for the axe, you're going to use the Banahag knob. Actually, you know what? Let's go with something else, because I was going to max out my vitality, but I'm thinking maybe we want to also have a little strength. So we're going to use the Furious Maul, and when it comes to the blades, we're going to use the Pommels of Agile Deceit, because again, this vitality is very important, but so does the strength, and that's the only one offering both. And when it comes to drop knee, we're going to use a Hint of Volatile Might, because again, vitality and defense. It doesn't matter what benefit we get, because it doesn't matter, honestly. When it comes to your relic, I'm going to say it doesn't matter. You can use whatever relic works for you, because again, the armor set is the most important part of this build. And the same applies to your shield. You can go with whatever shield you feel comfortable using. It's just up to you. Just make sure that your vitality is looking mighty fine. Now, this is the part where we actually discuss the build and how to make it properly work. And I gotta say that when it comes to 1v1 situations, you will definitely shine with this build because of your inability to die and the fact that you're going to get so much rage, and the more rage you get, the stronger you become, yada yada. Okay, but I think when it comes to the Muspelheim trials, some ones are quite hard, especially the ones where you have to survive for certain waves or enemies, or you have to defeat like 99 enemies. It can be difficult to make it to the end, but with this build, I think you're never going to struggle much, the same way you wouldn't struggle using the stun build, because again, you have 2 health bars, and whenever your health drops to a critical level, you're going to be able to then use your rage as your health. And whenever we use Ray Stones, you can pay attention to how fast we can get our health back, which is crazy. And by doing so, we also get some rage back very fast, increasing our damage. And also, whenever our health is below 50%, our damage is increased. So this build works well. And don't forget that whenever we are on the verge of dying, we get last grabs. And for 5 or 6 seconds, you cannot get staggered or damaged. So I think the best case scenario is whenever your health drops to a very critical level, you want to pop your rage and get some health back, because the shield you get before dying, it can regenerate, which is great. So you can use it actually multiple times in some encounters. So that's why I never feel, with this build, you can never feel bad about not having health, because you have 2 health bars, and whatever one is going to deplete, the other one is going to take over, and you can always get some back whenever you use ray stones or health stones, which is honestly very great. It adds a certain level of confidence. Whenever you go against so many waves of enemies, you always so confident you're going to make it happen, because look at that rage. Look at that rage. There is no way I die. Like, she may try her best right now to actually kill me, but did you see that last grabs actually propped, and now I can't get hurt for a while? Isn't that crazy? Oh, and here's a little tip. When it comes to Bifrost, Bifrost is very dangerous in this game, and whenever you use your rage while being afflicted by Bifrost, it's going to get rid of that affliction. So you definitely want to keep that in mind and use it to your advantage. And also keep in mind that whenever you use your rage, you heal so fast. It is great. Did you see how much we healed from that just one burst? That was crazy. So again, you become immortal. And here's the thing. Last grabs is going to prompt whenever you are on the verge of dying, and when that's the case, because you cannot be staggered or hurt, you can then use your rage to get health back. I feel like it's some kind of a loophole. You're going to always have rage, and if enemies by some miracle just keep dropping health stones, you will never die, and you will always have rage. And the more rage, again, the more rage, the more damage you can deal. This is incredible. I feel like see, this is what I like a lot about this game. The fact that you can elaborate your build to make them work. And I feel like I am just tickling the tip of the iceberg. I feel like there's just so many more builds you can think of, but here's the thing, hear me out. Here's the one issue I have with the game. I feel like by the time you actually reach this point where you can freely experiment with builds, there is nobody to challenge you. Because yeah, the Muspelheim trials are a welcome addition, but to be honest, they fall short when it comes to actually making it worth your time. And I feel like even if they do add New Game Plus, the game needs more for longevity. I feel like they need to progressively add more enemies, the same way we have Valkyries. I feel like they could potentially just keep bringing stronger and stronger enemies to help us experiment even more. Because as of right now, I can hardly find any challenge in the game. And also keep in mind that whenever you are attempting the Muspelheim trials, enemies do not scale with your level. If the level, I don't know why it is that way, by the way. Like, why are some enemies level 5 or level 6 or level 7 where they should all be at least level 8 at the very, they should scale with you. But that's not the case. So by the time you actually can experiment with all those builds and can afford to actually upgrade all your gear, there is nothing to hit, right? It doesn't hit right. It just, I guess, you know, whatever. So that's it for the video, and that's it for the build. Let me know what your experience was with it, and the next time I actually make a build video is going to be about the strong one. It's supposed to be about the poison build, which is quite disgusting and probably will get nerfed or banned. And feel free to also check my other videos on other builds and whatnot if you want to mix things up. I'm Jisoo, and I'll see you around. Bye bye, and please don't die. Like, for real, please don't die.